Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Raider Ross Report. This is Raider Sparks coming at you with the final edition of our draft prospect preview for the position groups ahead of the combine, which is coming up Tuesday, March 1st. We'll get into the quarterbacks for the group and see what we can get for backup quarterback. Obviously, we have Derek Carr on the roster, and that's it. He only has 1 year left on his contract, so clearly we're not sure what's going on with that. And I suspect, we're either going to do something with him, right? We're going to re-sign him, restructure him, whatever, extend him, trade him for another quarterback, or trade him for picks. In which case, we'd be picking somebody in the first round of the draft, or we're going to keep him or whatnot. So we'll be looking for backups. And I kind of suspect the backup or the quarterback two is going to be somebody like Brian Hoyer or Jacoby Brissett, something like that. Somebody that's familiar with Josh McDaniel's system and has played in it. And when we do the free agent breakdown, we'll kind of take a look at the backup quarterback possibilities out there. But what I'm talking about here tonight is going to be depth guys. So some guys that we can either pick in the seventh round or most likely most of these guys probably a UDFA type guys. But never too late to get somebody to develop them. In fact, I mean, if Carr sticks around, I think it'd be a great opportunity because I don't think he'd be offended by us bringing in a young guy. And I think he's the type of guy that would probably help out a youngster, kind of get his feet wet and get going, give it a shot with the NFL, that type of thing. So there's a few guys I wanted to highlight here, some guys I think could make an impact for us. The first one is Cole Johnson. Definitely a small school guy out of James Madison. Older player, 6 year senior. So it took him a while to get going. It took him a while to get his shot, but he was obviously up for the Walter Payton finalists. I think he finished fourth. The Walter Payton finalists is like the FCS version of the Heisman Trophy. So had a great season. He was at the Tropical Bowl, did a good job there. He was 10 of 14 for 89 yards and 2 touchdown passes. He's 6'5", 216, so the height is great. Needs to add a little weight. 3,274 yards passed for, 67.3% completion, 43 TDs, only 2 picks. I mean, that's phenomenal, right? That's a fantastic year. One of the main reasons I have him on here is because his coach in a press conference said he was the Tom Brady of the SCS, and so if anybody's compared to Tom Brady with Josh McDaniels, we almost have to bring him up. So, but in his own right, he's a darn good player. I mean, it's a small school, so not the competition, but did well at the Tropical Bowl when he was given that opportunity, and could definitely come in and be a third string kind of backup guy, or even a practice squad guy, just developmental. He's an older player, so he'd have to develop quickly, but that actually might help. Just the maturity, that type of thing, being a backup role player like that might help him out a little bit. But he's got some of the measurables, and see how he does in his pro day as well, and see what sort of arm strength he has. I watched him a little bit at the Tropical Bowl. His arm looked fine. Definitely a pocket pass with some mobility. And I mean, I would definitely take a shot at him. We need to think about developing a guy and somebody to think of. So he's kind of number 5. I got 5 quarterbacks on the list, so he's number 5. The next guy is Skyler Thompson out of K State. Just a gamer. First time I watched him play, just real quick, I'm not saying he is this, but I was like, Drew Brees. Kind of that stature, kind of that will to win type of mentality. But yeah, he's 6'2", 223, which we're seeing a lot of quarterbacks this year in particular out of the draft that don't have the prototypical height. A lot of the top guys are like 6 foot 6'1" in the draft, and so I think just with the spread offenses and the pure shotgun type deals, it's a little easier for some of the guys sub 6'3" and whatnot to be able to do it. And so, if we were to sort of want a more modern day quarterback, Skyler would be a guy to do it because he's got some game in the running game. He played the Shrine Bowl, 6-9, 76 yards, 2 touchdowns. So he was really solid in the Shrine Bowl. And let's see. So I think he's an older quarterback too. Yeah, he's 24. He's going to be 25 when the season starts. So again, another older quarterback on the season. 162 completion, 69.5% completion, which is good. 2,193 yards, 9.1 average, 12 TDs and 4 picks. He rushed 47 times. He had 4 touchdowns. The yards wasn't that impressive, but but nonetheless, yeah, he can run a little bit. He scrambles a lot. He's good at that. So kind of a guy to keep an eye on for the Raiders. He might get drafted. I'm not sure if he's going to get drafted, but the next guy I'll talk about is probably the guy on this list is most likely to be drafted. Akil Glass, out of Alabama A&M. He's actually, truthfully, he's probably the best quarterback that I'll talk about tonight. 6'3", 220, so he's got the height and size. 4-year guy. He played in the NFL PA Bowl. Did a nice job. 9 of 11 for 141 yards, 2 TDs. So did a really fine job at the NFL PA Bowl, coming from a small school there at Alabama A&M. SWAC Offensive Player of the Year. Really good at off-platform throws. He's got mobility. This on the season, 259 completions, 62.6 percentage. And so that was a knock on him, was his completion percentage. But I think he just needs some coaching with his footwork mainly. He's got the arm strength. I think it was a footwork thing. I think the NFL PA Bowl definitely helped him. He was 9 for 11 there. So I think he took to coaching well. So that's going to bode well for him. And I definitely see him as being a draftable player. He threw for 3,568 yards, 8.6 average, 36 touchdowns, and 7 picks. So nice job, nice ratio. Uh, he rushed 50 times, but he was like negative 90. I think he got sacked a bunch. I didn't really look too far into it, but only 1 touchdown. So I was kind of expecting a little bit more of the running game. He does scramble and make those off-platform throws, but he's not sort of that RPO type guy. He's more closer to a pocket passer with good mobility, good pocket awareness. I really do think he's got a great shot to be drafted this year, and so I'm looking forward to seeing his. I'm not sure if he's at the combine. I didn't check, but he'll definitely have a pro day for sure. I just kind of want to see how that looks for him. Kind of excited. And so like my 1A, 1B guys, we'll go sort of probably the. I'll do my 1B guy. He's probably the most likely is Cole Kelly. Uh, Cole Kelly out of Southwest Louisiana. He is pretty cool. He got a shot at the Hula Bowl, and then got an invite after that to the NFL PA Bowl, where he's the MVP of the game. He's an older player too. I think he's 24, so 5 years in the league. He's 6'6", 6'7", kind of right in that area. 248, so nice size. Definitely a pocket passer. And so you just think about with McDaniels, Brady, and Josh, the guy they have now or whatever. Sorry, I drew a blank on his name. But anyways, Mac Jones, sorry. So just kind of see what he does with the regular pocket passes, but he's got some mobility to him. He's got a bigger arm than both of those guys. 406 completions this past season, 73.6 percentage. Completion percentage, 5,124 yards, 9.3 average, 44 touchdowns, and 10 picks. So still, that's a good ratio. Maybe the picks are a little bit much, but he's probably forcing the ball a little bit. And he rushed 161 attempts, 491 yards, 16 TDs, along of 21. I think that was his career. I'll have to double check. I'm pretty sure that was his career stat I wrote down. Sorry about that. But nonetheless, 16 rushing touchdowns is pretty damn good. So I think he uses his size well. So he's not the guy that's going to run around all over the place. He's got good pocket awareness, but when you need to get a first down, he can go get it. When you're in the red zone, you need a quarterback to get in the end zone. He can do it. So definitely a player I think the Raiders should definitely get. If he goes 7th round or undrafted, we need to develop somebody, and I think he would be sort of that right target. Akil Glass would be good. I just have a feeling he's going to get picked sooner. But Cole Kelly would be another one that would be a pretty attractive guy, prospect for the Raiders. And the last one that nobody's talking about is Eric Barrier. And I'm not sure if he says his name that way, from Eastern Washington. And obviously Eastern Washington, Cooper Kupp's school, so they produce NFL talent. But this guy is super exciting to watch him play. Two-time Big Sky Player of the Year, 6'1", 210. So he can't do much about the height. He needs to get a little bit bigger. 4-year guy, though, so he's got some time. Just an electric athlete. He just runs around. He scrambles like crazy, but he always has his eyes down the field. He's good at breaking the pocket. And one of the reasons why I have him sort of maybe as the number one is because I think out of all these guys, he's the guy that could get on the field first because we could actually use him like in the Mariota role in kind of red zone, RPO kind of thing. Even though he didn't run as much in college, he did run in college. It's just the last year he didn't run quite as much because I think he just want to show that he's more of a passer than a runner, but he has the ability to do it. But yeah, he had through 361 times last year, 65.4 percentage, 5,070 yards, 9.2 average, 46 TDs and 8 picks, which is very good. He ran 89 times for 272 yards, only 2.5 per carry, so he's probably sacked some. 4 TDs, he had a long of 24, but in 2018, when he was really running a lot, he ran 99 times, 613 yards, 6.2 average, 8 touchdowns, and one of them was 85 yards. So he's got game. He's a guy I think can see the field first of anybody. I don't see him. I don't even see him on draft boards like NFL draft networks, mock draft. He's not even on there. But I mean, he was dominant in college, and he's an exciting player. If you get a chance to go watch his film, go watch it because he is scrambling like crazy and just running, but always his head up, ready to make a pass. He's got a good arm strength. I mean, there's no reason why he wouldn't take a shot at a guy like this, especially if you're trying to be a more modern day quarterback, or if you want a guy that to do some Mariota type things, would be a great prospect for us. So. Anyways, just those are sort of the 5 guys that I had in mind to be sort of that third string quarterback for the Las Vegas Raiders this year, and that completes sort of the pre combine, pre pro day, pre free agency draft prospect guide that I've put together for the Raiders in different position groups of guys that I think have stood out during their careers, stood out during some of these All-Star Bowl games, and just generally reading about players, things like that. I'm not privy to a lot of all 22 tape, but I do see some of it whenever I can. A lot of YouTubers out there are good at posting the all 22s they get, so I'm always looking for that. So if anybody has any, put it in the comments. Again, yeah, please like, subscribe. If you're a YouTuber out there, a Raiders channel, let me know if you're listening. Love to join your channel so I keep up with everything. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this series. You know, we covered all the position groups and gave a lot of different players to kind of watch at their pro days and their combines. And again, we're going to add to the list after the combine pro days and subtract from it, and just try to narrow the focus down. So when we get to the draft day, we have a good understanding of who the Raiders could possibly or maybe should be targeting for the draft to build the roster. And free agency is going to play a big role in that as well. So looking forward to a lot of key dates coming up. March 1st, again, is the combine, and I believe March 8th is the last day to franchise guys. The tampering period for free agency starts the 14th, and league year opens on the 16th. And, of course, all throughout the time, there's going to be pro days happening at different venues, so we'll kind of keep up to date with those things. But for now, thanks for joining the Raider roster report again. On the way out, please hit the like button, subscribe. Please make comments. Really helps me out. I'd love to hear what you guys are thinking. If you're another Raider YouTuber out there, drop me a note. Let me know if you're listening. Love to hear your take on everything. And and join your channel as well so I keep up with all the latest Las Vegas Raider news, things like that from you guys. So that's all I got tonight. Have a good one, and I'll talk to you next time. I should mention the next thing I do, I'm going to put out a free agency we'll call it a Raider roster review. It'll be salary cap and free agency kind of mixed into one segment. I'm working on putting it together. It just takes a little time, so expect that in the next few days. But until now, this is Raider Sparks, and have a good night.